from what I understand, the best Nyara could figure it out. She got into it with Kiani.
Green and gold standard of the ECC for decades, needed to win a close one in the semis. Rare for winners this season. And Coach Dave Cornish hopes to win over NFA, proves they can do what no one else has done in years. Beat St. Bernard's twice. Gugu Phillips and Salon Warren have had incredible careers as well, and an ECC crown would be career-defining. Let's run it back. It's the rubber match between the Saints and the Whalers, and this time it's for the ECC Boys Division I title, live at Mohegan Sun, with the action on game day.
In what can only be described as inevitable, it is part 3, the trilogy that is New London and St. Bernard. 2 ranked teams in the state, 2 best teams in the conference, 2 rivals doing battle for the ECC Division I crown here at Mohegan Sun with all the action live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. They're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today at Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is their top priority. Get a winning smile. Go for top-notch dental care at Waterford Dental Health. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti, and Division II is in the books. Congratulations to Wyndham and to Griswold. But now the eyes, the lights all get turned to the game that back before the season started, before even Game 1 here of the Classic, people circled and said, that's going to be St. Bernard and New London.
Yeah, it's almost like you are hoping that you're going to get this big Christmas present under the tree, and then when you walk down the stairs, you see it there, and it just validates all your hopes and dreams. We were here 2 days before Christmas to see these 2 teams play, but in many ways, this is like Christmas to see them play for the championship. So many storylines, so many things to talk about. But man, let's just throw the ball up and let's play some basketball.
Sports Doctor has been on the scene all day long, finding out what's what. Sports Doctor, what are you thinking?
Hey, Casey, Coach, I'll tell you this, man. We've been waiting for this game, like Coach said, since Christmas time. St. Bernard's comes here at one time, the #1 team in the state. They're clicking on all cylinders, but so is in New London. Finally healthy. Finally 9-10 players deep. Everybody buying in. This is the big game of the year. One thing I'll keep an eye on tonight is foul trouble for the Saints. That could be a problem against a team with a lot of depth in the London guys. 50-50 balls, high-flying, 3-point shots, 2 coaches going at it. This one's personal tonight at the Mecca, at the Mohegan Sun.
First time they met, New London incorporating new faces. J.J. Robinson, Troy McKelvin Jr., getting used to a new rotation. Not fully healthy with Amir Hall wasn't available that day. And we said in Game 1, they weren't ready to win yet. They weren't ready to win here. St. Bernard bringing back that 4, the big 4 of Gray, Marshall, and Mangual. They were. The Saints ascended as high as you can ascend to #1 in the state. Did so on the backs of those 4, but New London has made progress all year long, beat St. Bernard finally, and is now the #1 seed, and expectations now go to the Whalers. Let's turn it over to the PA address and announcer, Bill Glennie, the voice of the ECC.
To address your attention to the big board as we meet the players of tonight's game, brought to you by Game Day and The Day.
Sean Phillips, Regional Motorcycle Coach 92. Javon Warren, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School. JJ Robinson, High School Middle School.
Jameer Hall, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Jack Philistine, Regional Multicultural Management School.
Gianni Jesus Pinero, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Jackson Bodette, Westside Middle School.
Charlie Kelly Jr., Isaac Middle School.
Isaiah Pasa, Isaac Middle School. Jeremiah Pasa, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Beach Kilgore, Calico Elementary.
Brett Gonzalez, Manitoba Elementary.
Shem Adams, RMMS Elementary.
Darren Robinson, Benny Dover Middle School.
Amir Grant, Calico Elementary.
Curtis Marshall, RMMS Elementary.
Nate Little, St. Joseph School. Tevin Wheeler, Huntington Elementary. Tyler Manguel, North Wyndham Elementary.
Maurice Whalen, St. Mary's Elementary.
Christian Tompkins, homeschool. Thanks, Mom.
Savion Melendez, Corchester Elementary.
Kamari Marshall, RMMS Elementary.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our contenders. First, we begin with the number 2 seed from St. Bernard. Currently ranked number 4 in Connecticut. Wins over Wyndham and Killingly propelled them to the sun. Wearing their red jerseys with white trim. Currently 18-3 on the year, led by head coach Mark Jones. Put your hands together, Saints fans. Let's meet their starting 5. Starting at guard, a junior, number 3, Darren Robinson. At guard, a senior, number 4, Amir Gray. Starting at forward, a sophomore, number 5, Curtis Marshall. At forward, a senior, number 14, Tyler Manguel. And starting at forward, a senior, number 34, Amari Marshall. This brings us to the number 1 seed in New London. Currently ranked number 8 in Connecticut, wins over East Lyme and NFA, punch their ticket to Mohegan. 19-3 on the season, wearing their white jerseys with green and gold trim. They are led by head coach Dave Cornish. Make some noise, Whaler Nation. Time to meet your starting 5. Starting at guard, a senior, number 1, Deshaun Phillips. Starting at guard, a senior, number 4, Savon Warren. At guard, a junior, number 11, Javon Robinson. At forward, a senior, number 21, Jackson Bodette. And at forward, a sophomore, number 22, Troy McKelvin Jr. Your officials tonight, Mr. Dave Cruz, Mr. Tim Tavares, and Mr. Merrick Dravinsky. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem being performed by the Ledyard High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Miss Melanie Cometa.
So
Time for some freshly squeezed juice. What are the keys to tonight's game, Coach?
Casey, for St. Bernard, start on time. This is not the type of game you want to fall behind by a lot of points early. Come out with aggressiveness and attention to detail. Don't settle. Attack the rim often. Use your team athleticism to create opportunities at the basket. And win the board battle. All season long, the Saints have used offensive rebounds to get easy baskets and establish command of the scoreboard. That needs to continue tonight. For New London, chaos theory. Play your style. Aggressive defense. Up-tempo offense. Trap. Create turnovers. Create some chaos. One and done. Must rebound on the defensive end. Don't let the Saints get extra opportunities at the basket. And hit some deep ones. We saw Griswold make some shots early from deep in the win on February 4th. New London made some shots early from deep. Making several three-pointers tonight will put more pressure on the Saints.
This opening tip is sponsored by Kuchar Financial. When you want more than just tips, when you want sound financial planning, go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial in New London with your financial planning, investment, tax preparation, and planning for your business and personal needs. Feel better about your financial decisions. Go to Kuchar Financial. Official Tim Viveris to jump it up. Dave Cruz, Merrick Trubinsky. We got the crew ready to go, and the Whalers win the tip. J.J. Robinson, a key to New London's continued success as he has become more and more comfortable leading this team offensively. McKelvin gets himself into some trouble. Warren with an NBA three, back iron no good, but there's the hustle of Jackson Badette, the great season Badette has had, helping solidify the interior for New London.
New London deliberate here against the patented St. Bernard man-to-man to start off.
Robinson on Robinson. And JJ with the left can't get it to go. Kurt Marshall pulls down the rebound. Drives on his former teammate McKelvin, and then Robinson comes in and gets him on the trap, but bodies him up for the foul.
Yeah, St. Bernard fortunate there. Thought Curtis was actually losing the ball before the contact occurred, but veteran crew here. New London got the matchup they wanted on that first possession. JJ taking it to the cup, just couldn't get it to fall. Good action from Badette. He'll be a key tonight, Casey. I thought he was terrific against NFA, but he was in and out of the game a lot. It'll be interesting if Coach Cornish shortens his bench tonight or if he'll go with the usual 9-10 man rotation.
Well, you're going to see Caden Gaskin. You're going to see both Halls. You're going to see, the question is how much does Badette keep Jack Philliston on the bench? Philliston is a defensive and a rebounder, but if Badette's out there, he stays out there. Gray in and out with the three, and Savon Warren pulls down the rebound. Phillips drives, hangs in the lane, can't get it to go. Warren with the tip, no. Kurt Marshall rips it down, and Mangua loses it out of bounds. It'll be over to the Whalers.
Yeah, ball bouncing around. We saw that at the beginning of the last game. Sometimes it takes teams a little bit to get used to the bounce of this court. It's a little bouncier than the normal high school gyms.
New London has not played well here in all of their trips. This is a court that is, it's not the lights, it's just they have to get used to this environment, and then they'll pick it up. Robinson drives, knocked out of bounds off Marshall, stays here.
New London running a little flex offense here, and they got JJ again with a straight downhill drive. That's his specialty.
Tipped out of bounds by Kurt Marshall. Again, stay with the Whalers.
The St. Bernard defense has been a lot crisper than we saw it the other day versus Killingly here, creating deflections, creating havoc.
Warren soars, no, right into Badette's hand, blocked from behind by Amari Marshall, and this is kind of like the two boxers feeling themselves out. New London doing some things well, getting to the basket, getting some looks underneath, but St. Bernard, their staple is that defense. When they're locked in early, creating pressure, They're so good. That's been the knock of late, that they have not locked in early. And, that was what we talked about, getting behind. They have flipped a switch against the ECC teams, but they have struggled to seem interested against these ECC teams. They can't tonight against the Whalers. JJ, wild shot, no good, and it goes off of Kurt Marshall. We saw huge first half for St. Bernard's against Hill House, huge first half for St. Bernard's against Notre Dame Prep. It's like they've got that switch against the ECC teams. They just haven't flicked it. McKelvin, wild left, no, Warren soars in. And when Savon Warren is soaring, he's scoring, and that's all good news for the Whalers.
The Whalers have already attempted 8 shots, 1 of 8. St. Bernard's has attempted 1.
Marshall pulls up, short on the jump shot. Off of J.J. Robinson, so it'll stay with the Saints.
2 jump shots from St. Bernard. London getting a lot more activity going to the basket.
Mangual, contested 3, no good. Give Phillips credit, he got out there and contested it. Warren, no good, weak side rebound. Robinson, running the floor is Kurt Marshall. Good body control by Marshall, but Badette stayed with him. Empty trip for the Saints. Phillips gets to the hole and into the basket and knocked down. No foul, but the ball goes off the Saints. That was a lot of contact and no call.
Yeah, letting them play early here, which I like. These teams are no strangers to each other. Let them play it out.
Phillips, his game has gotten better every year. Boo Boo Phillips has put together an all-conference season first team with plays like that. Amir Gray finds his spot on the baseline, no good, and he's gotten off to a couple of slow starts the last few times we've seen the Saints. One of his worst starts to a semifinal, but he turned it on late. That time just off on the baseline jump shot.
New London doing an excellent job of limiting the Saints to 1 shot. That's usually how the Saints get you. They get extra opportunities. They frustrate you with that. It's actually the other way around right now. The Whalers getting the extra opportunities.
You see there goes that. No one goes up on that high screen like the Saints do. Badette pulls it down, feeds Robinson. The dipsy-do for 2. JJ gets the Whalers up 6-0 early.
And once again, a slow start offensively. I thought the defensive intensity was very good to start the game, but giving up too many offensive rebounds here early.
Robinson for 3. That's going to be short and over the back. And pinned. Good luck getting that one, boys. I want to see. I want to watch this. Yeah, you're going to get the broom. Time out on the floor. That's a broom. You're getting the broom for this one.
Well, they give it to Boo Boo to do it.
I got news for you. All right, Boo Boo on the first attempt with the broom. Very well done.
Man.
That was like 9.5 feet up and pinned behind. So, going back, there is no better 4 than Marshall, Mangual, and Gray. The Whalers' 5 is the best 5. The Whalers' 9 is the best 9. But you only can play 5 at a time. So St. Bernard's has been able to win all season because, quite frankly, their 4 has been so good that it's been able to, and whoever they put into their 5th spot. So, everyone goes, well, the New London depth, but you're only able to play 5 at a time. So that depth needs to come into play in other areas. And in game 1, they weren't there yet. In game 2, they were. Talk a little bit about the depth of New London. How can that affect St. Bernard?
Well, especially on the offensive rebound, defensive rebounding action, both of the rebounding action, you have fresher legs, more bodies that could take, hits over the course of the game. But really, regardless of the depth, Casey, you got to make the shots. And, that's really what's been the problem with St. Bernard in these slow starts. They come out they take jump shots, and early on you could see, without knowing anything about what New London said in the locker room, they're going to live with St. Bernard taking jump shots. They don't want to give up anything going to the basket.
Sports Doctor, you were out there listening in the huddle. What did you hear?
Yeah, Coach Dave Cornish wants his team to attack everything. Just get to the rim, push, and he says you can expose these guys on the defensive end and make them work. And it goes back into the whole depth thing, Casey. But Coach Dave Cornish and these guys want to attack.
Long three for Phillips, front rim. Badette has it ripped away by Marshall. Kurt Marshall all the way to the basket, finds brother Amari. Amari, little soft jump hook is good.
But even with that basket going down, New London had 3 guys in the paint when Curtis came down the court. Great transition defense from the Whalers.
McKelvin pulls up in the lane, too strong. Badette, the offensive rebound. Pump fake, up with the left. He's been a difference maker.
Been the best player on the floor right now.
Oh, so here's an interesting call. Dave Cruz says that ball was off of Gray, so it becomes an over and back. Gray kind of gave up on it because he thought he was fouled 2 different times by Boo Boo Phillips. And Amir kind of gave up thinking he was going to get the foul call. Not only did he not get the foul call, he got the over and back.
Yep, that was the right call.
McKelvin, they tried to exploit the Robinson matchup. Everyone picks on Darren because he's the 5th guy. We've seen him play tremendous defense in some of these games.
Yeah, he's physical.
Warren with Mangual on him. Wisely, JJ comes out. They'll run a little clock now at 15 seconds. McKelvin. Shot clock down. Warren soars, floats, no. Badette hustles and ends up in the hands of Phillips. And out of bounds off of the Whalers, it'll be Saints ball.
Another opportunity, though. They didn't get a shot off of that offensive rebound, but you just didn't see that earlier in the season against the Saints. Their guards always rebounded so well, and now not a lot of action from their guards rebounding.
Very aggressive with the Saints ball handlers are the Whalers. They do take a page out of the Saints book and double Amir Gray. Phillips slices to the basket, but he can't finish.
This is the pressure defense that we saw early against NFA that gave NFA fits. Then inexplicably, they kind of backed off of that.
Kick ball as Gray went through. Now, we've watched Amir. How many times have we watched Amir Gray? And we can count on one hand the number of times he's turned the ball over up top. That jumping and trapping him, which is something he does so well. Taking a page, Dave Cornish is like, we're going to out St. Bernard.
Right now, 100%. The rebounding action, the aggressiveness, the fight to every loose ball. As Brevin Gonzalez is checked in for the Saints.
Long three, no good from Gray. Badette tips it to Savon Warren, and then KK makes a play. Gaskin to the hoop for 2.
And no second chance opportunities yet for the Saints, which has been their bread and butter over this run.
Marshall can't get it to go. Robinson turns on the Jets. Gets contact with Marshall. Finds McKelvin. And the Whalers are off and running. And they've got a 10-point lead. And a block on Jackson Badette. And Dave Cornish is fired up on that one. Badette, unless he was just in bad position, he had his position set early.
The only thing I could see, and we'll see on the replay, did he start to fall before the contact? When you start to fall backwards before contact, sometimes the referee will interpret that as movement.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Very balanced scoring from the Whalers. Everybody has 2. Not one guy has more than 2 points. 6 different scorers with 2.
And, you know, the luxury here, not only that we talk about the Whalers' depth, but part of the luxury is a guy like Boo Boo Phillips actually gets a break. You know, on most teams, he's not coming off the floor. But you can replace him with a kid like Caden Gaskin and not skip a beat from on the defensive end, the energy level. Warren goes to his left, wisely pulls out to J.J. Robinson. Robinson crosses over Gray and loses the basketball, and it'll be Saints basketball.
Warren looks bouncy.
He does.
He looks athletic and bouncy like the Savon that we used to know that would get his chin up above the rim.
Saw that in the semifinal, so I thought it was the healthiest he had looked, the most confident he had looked. And I was listening to the people talk in between games earlier today. A couple of coaches said, you know, he's the most underappreciated part of this team. He said when he plays like Savon Warren, he's like they're not beatable because he's an athlete unparalleled. But we have seen him a little slower on the bounce. This looks much more like the Savon Warren we're used to. 12-4, shot clock down. Gray to Amari Marshall. Gray, buzzer, good if it goes, and it does not go. We're at the end of 1. It's an 8-point Whaler lead. The Saints held to 4. Second quarter action coming up. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
We're back. Sports Doctor, you were listening in on the huddle. What'd you hear?
I think Coach Jones is a little upset with his team. He says, you know what, New London is playing like they're playing for a championship. You know, you guys are playing like it's another game during a regular season. He said, come on, you've got to step it up. It's not that tough. He sees these guys are out working you, they're out hustling you, and you're hurting yourselves out there. But you're not going to win unless you play harder than what you're doing now. It's a great message, Casey. It was very inspiring.
Well, I'll tell you, I asked him after the semifinal, right? I said, what do you guys need to do to get going earlier? And you could see for the first time, he didn't really have an answer. He was like, I don't know. We'll talk about it. And here we are again tonight, and they're being outworked.
It is, because New London's not shooting tremendous. They're 5 of 17, but St. Bernard 1 of 10. The Whalers have 7 more shots than the Saints.
They double Gray. Marshall goes baseline. Over the top of Badette, no. Gets his own rebound. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Hard working Amari Marshall.
First time they've gotten an offensive rebound. Kind of got lucky. It just kind of bounced to him because Badette has been a force. Look at straight up. And he just couldn't get both hands on it, and it bounces to Amari, who has a chance to cut in the lead.
It is a lot to ask Jackson Badette to go up for the block with Marshall, land on 2 feet, and go right back up for the rebound. But the way the ball bounced, there was no one else who could clear it. So you're right, it's a break. But Badette has been doing yeoman's work here.
Tremendous, just tremendous.
Amir Hall is in the game, replacing J.J. Robinson, giving Robinson a breather. Warren is out of the game as well. Phillips back in for the Whalers. Hall's a shooter, spots up, and buries it for 3. Thank you, Amir, for proving my points.
And that's what St. Bernard has just been missing in the last couple weeks.
Gray over the top and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints.
You have a guy that can hit 1, hit 2. You can just exhale, and now you're not so tight, but they have not been able to find a guy to consistently hit outside jump shots for it seems like 2 to 3 weeks.
Brevin Gonzalez for 3, back iron, no good. Gaskin knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Saints. Marshall, elbow, jump shot, short. Badette with another rebound.
Flat-footed.
McKelvin, Hall, Mangual closes him out. Now the switch. Hall, and he went up for the shot. Gray closed on him, and he tried to put the dribble down, couldn't do it.
Close, he almost kept that toe down. Hard shot fake. And London's gone to the zone the last couple possessions here, and it's baited St. Bernard into shooting that three-pointer or that mid-range shot. They gotta be able to bury some of those.
Amir Gray, pull-up jumper, no good. Warren goes up high for the rebound. Up ahead, Badette in stride, and Jackson Badette beats Gray down the floor. The Whalers are up 11. Marshall comes out of the pack. What's the call from Tim Viveris?
Count the basket.
Basket is good, and the foul on Hall.
London coaching staff didn't like that one either.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I haven't seen it. The coaching staff hasn't liked the call. And, I mean, there's a long-standing tradition at New London High School of
not liking calls.
My great-great-grandfather, Ebenezer O'Neill, was the last person to see a call approved at New London High School. It was Chapman Tech the last time they approved of a call. So one for Curtis Marshall. Calmly knocks it down, and the lead is 8. Feels like New London should be up more. But like you said, they're not shooting the lights out.
No. Thank goodness for the free throw line for St. Bernard. 5 of 5 from the charity stripe.
Phillips drives, kicks out. Gaskin with an open three. Good! Caden Gaskin knocks down the triple. That's a big shot for the young man. Puts the Whalers back up 11.
Once again, when you're able to hit the three, now you got to close out harder. Gives driving lanes.
Foul on Badette. Marshall, if he gets to the left side of the left hand strong like that, good luck.
Two on Badette, so decision time. We saw Coach Molesky sat his guys with 2 in the game before this with a similar size lead, but the opponent wasn't St. Bernard.
That's a break for the Saints as the ball goes off Gaskin. Jack Philliston will check in, and this is what we talked about. How many minutes Philliston's on the floor is almost directly attributed by how well Badette's playing. He's playing great. Foul trouble here. They can't afford to lose him late, so they'll roll Philliston here. Big body. Marshall to Marshall.
Yeah, St. Bernard's got to take advantage of this New London lineup when Badette's off the floor.
Gaskin gets
easy
to the basket. He's a great athlete, scorer, smart as a whip. Showed nice, savvy move to the basket there. Marshall swings it. Amari with the right hand picks it up. Gray's double teamed, finds Amari Marshall. Floater, no good. Tip is no good. And Philliston with the rebound. Phillips one-on-one here with Gray. Kicks it out. Savon Warren for 3. Short. And we're going to get a foul on the floor as Philliston was battling Mangual for the rebound. They're going to get Mangual on a hold.
Absolutely. And that's if New London holds the lead at 9 with Philliston in the game, that's a win. If they increase it, that's not a good sign for the Saints.
Robinson back in the game for New London. And Gaskin wanted that was, punched away.
A lot of contact on both sides.
Unless they're saying he dribbled it off his knee, because otherwise it can't go in that direction.
Yep, they're saying that it's got deflected off of his own body.
Mangual drives in on Gaskin, and Robinson gets a hand on it. So the turnover as he traveled.
Yeah, the lack of the threat of a three-point shot. New London sagging off, and a lot of bodies in there in the paint. No room to go.
Warren on the block. Phillips comes around a screen, tries to get to the baseline, does, hanged, hammered, no call. A lot of contact every time they're getting to the basket. Kurt Marshall blocked. Hangs up again, blocked again. And Philliston, touchdown. Warren up ahead, he wants to go up, and he is fouled by Robinson hard.
And that was a good foul. That was not a dirty foul. He got the arm. I mean, he went down hard, but he got the arm. He didn't cuff his shoulder. Let's take a look again. I think he gets the arm, yeah.
So off the steal, Philliston hits Warren for the long pass. He has Phillips up ahead, but that was Savon going, listen, I want to show everyone how I'm healthy. He was going to go up for the big dunk there. You know, first time in a while that he's felt this good, and that was a smart foul because you don't want to have the house brought down with a dunk.
Good hustle by Darren Robinson because he created the turnover. He threw the bad pass that led to the run out. Unfortunately, Savon makes both. It doesn't really matter. It's academic.
Right.
Two is still two.
Yeah, the emotional impact of a dunk versus the actual impact of 2 free throws. I'll take the points. Doing a nice job here. The officials, this is a good crew, and they're doing a nice job letting the kids know, you know, let's not let this get out of hand as far as the physicality. These kids have all been playing against each other their whole lives. They're all middle school together. I mean, there's a lot of New London, you know, influence on the court right now from Isaac Middle School and Benny Dover Middle School. A lot of RMMS kids.
New London has increased the lead since Baudette has gone out.
They trap Gray, he gets it to Marshall. Marshall blocked by Philliston. And they're gonna call a travel? Or let's find out where the block came from. That was straight up with him, that was Hall. Wow, Amir Hall went straight up with Curtis Marshall, got the ball.
I think they called a jump ball because they just flicked the arrow.
So jump ball possession favored New London. Lead is 11. Hall kicks out. Gaskin for 3. That's going to be short. Give Philliston credit too, by the way. He's making some really good passes. Not surprising, he's a quarterback. Gray gets the rebound, finds Mangual, and he'll draw the foul and shoot 2.
So down 11. St. Bernard's just got to keep chipping away, make these free throws. You see, good pass from Gray, but all those Whaler jerseys, great game plan so far. They are not going to allow St. Bernard to get any easy buckets.
First one.
Challenge everything.
Rolls around. This is the mindset. Again, I go back to the Fitch game. And you said at the Fitch game when New London overwhelmed Fitch, you said when they get comfortable with the notion that of New London being New London and Dave said it, we hadn't been healthy, we hadn't had everyone together. Now we're 9 deep. We can just go, you know, wave after wave, guy after guy. But and you saw the evolution slowly, right? It started, they had some early losses, close games against good teams. That Fitch game is where it felt like, wow, they figured it out. They haven't lost since. And the things that I've noticed that have changed, contesting every shot, fighting for every loose ball, trapping every opportunity they can, attacking the basket, not settling for those crazy one-on-one situations, making better, smarter decisions with the ball. I mean, this New London team is just playing very good basketball.
They've gotten better, quite simply. That, in the course of the season, as a coach, that's all you can ask your team to do. Montville got better. You know, they didn't have enough to beat Griswold, but they got better. And this New London team, they didn't take for granted that they had all this talent. They keep getting better. You see a little bit of an added feature of their defense today is how aggressively they're guarding the ball screen. They're taking a page, like you said, out of the St. Bernard book and blitzing hard that ball screen. That we didn't see that earlier in the season. They're getting better. They bought in, and still a long way to go, but this is the start that they wanted. The coaches couldn't be happier, I'm sure, with this start, as even Troy McKelvin is mopping the floor, so you know he's in a good mood.
Now, I will say this. This rivalry has been 4 years of fun. We have seen New London with leads many times in these matchups. It wasn't until the last game at the Conway Gymnasium that they were able to hold the lead and win that game. So leads are one thing. Sustainability is another. Phillips with a left hand. No, Philliston. High up for the offensive rebound. He's tied up. Possession arrow favors the Saints.
Just what would concern me about if I was on the Saints bench is how are we going to get points right now? Is there anybody right now that's going to be able to hit some jump shots? Because they're not letting us go to the basket.
Gray, Mangual, and he misses the layup. You got to make those. There's an easy basket. You said, how are you going to get points? There's how.
That was
but
the
you got to
first
knock it down.
defensive breakdown that we've seen from the Whalers. Miscommunication on the pick and roll. But just booted the layup.
Robinson, wild pass to Gaskin. Gaskin goes baseline, hangs, can't get it to go. And Kurt Marshall with the rebound.
That first step is so quick from KK.
Kurt Marshall, they say shoot it, sir. They say shoot it, sir. He says, no, I'd rather pull it up to the free throw line and knock it down from there. Good discipline from Kurt Marshall.
You see, Philliston was like, please shoot it. He was 5 or 6 feet away.
Lead down to 8. Hall hangs off the glass, no. Saints gonna run, Marshall. Bounce pass, Mangual. KK made the play, but Kurt Marshall with the Marshall rebound.
Down to 6, just like that. Like you said, Casey, it seems like New London should be up more.
Timeout. Dave Cornish wants a 30 because he wants to get Badette, Warren, and McKelvin back into the ball game for the last 50 seconds of the half as the lead has shrunk to 6.
Yeah, I think that was a good use of the timeout there because, you don't know if they had been sitting over there as we see Manguel get thwarted again, but Curtis, right place, right time. They had been sitting over at the scorer's table for about 30 seconds, but you don't know if there's going to be a whistle. So with possession of the ball, you want your best scorers out there here as the lead's been trimmed to 6. Good use of the 30 seconds from Coach Cornish.
Good crowd here for this one. We expected it. Of course, one more to go after this. The Division I Girls Championship game between the number 1 seeded Bacon Academy Bobcats and the number 2 seeded Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. It's cat fight to end the night. And we hope that many people that are here for this game will stick around for the nightcap. We've already seen Wyndham outlast Stonington and Griswold pull away from Montville, your 2 champions in Division II. Gray hounds Robinson. Robinson gets past him in the lane, no. Badette gets right into it. gets the rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow will favor New London with the shot clock and game clock 3 seconds apart. Padette did a nice job, but he put it down on the floor, which they've been trying to get him to not do.
But yet another offensive rebound for the Whalers.
Phillips hangs, but it goes into the hands of Warren, in and out. Phillips got the rebound again, and he was fouled.
Offensive rebounding, the staple of this St. Bernard run over the last 3 years. They are getting beat doing the things that they usually do to other teams, and that is just effort. That is just mentality.
Phillips will shoot 2. 24 seconds remaining in the half. They're going to put Philliston back in for Padette. Padette said, why? And they said, because you've got 2 fouls, we're not going to give you the third one with 24 seconds remaining. That's a smart play by the New London coaches to protect Padette for the second half.
Yeah, and Philliston has been okay.
Not the offensive threat that Padette is, but defensively and physically, he's been great, and he's been a great passer. Phillips makes 1 of 2. The Saints down 7 with the ball, can have the last shot here if they want.
Got to take the last shot. Got to take the last shot. You can't go into the half worse than down 7. Be careful of the extra aggressive, although New London does have 4 team fouls.
They get it down to Marshall, swings, Mangual. Gray, open 3, good if it goes, nothing but the bottom of the net. Big shot for Amir Gray. The Whalers' 7-point lead shrinks to 4, and Gray buries the buzzer-beating 3. Good patience from the Saints, and that was from NBA range. Sports Doctor is with Dave Cornish.
Hey, Dave, you guys go in the locker room up by 4. You held them to 21 points in the first half. What did you like about it?
Our defense was exceptionally well, especially in the first quarter, but we got a little lax the last 5 minutes. We just got to start locking in better on defense.
What about the offensive end, Dave? You want to see things flow a little more?
We will. I mean, they're a good team, and they play really good weak side help. But we got to start scoring when we get to the basket. We got too many good offensive weapons not to put the ball in the basket.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Bye-bye. Casey.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. We're at halftime. The New London High School Whalers take a lead to the locker room. In the second half, can they hold on and dance their way to an ECC crown? We'll find out. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
When I had got injured, I would try to get back up one more time, but I knew it was over, and it really hurt me because we were having a great game. We were about to beat St. Bernard's. We were up 21 points.
No, I just thought he had maybe twisted his ankle or, something like that, because when he came out, he was limping, so we subbed him out. We're not playing as well anymore. They're cutting into our lead. So I walk down the end of the bench again, and I say, what's going on with Savant, man? What are we doing? And they say, Coach, he can't even bend his knee. And right then and there, I just knew we were in trouble. I knew we were in trouble because that night he was our best player.
It was a little bit of a dark place, quote unquote. But then I just started studying basketball more. I started supporting my team more, really taking time to think of the sport and other aspects. I was just really sad that I couldn't be there and play for my team anymore. But I knew that I would be here next year. I took a lot of time to think about the mental aspect of the sport of basketball, and I just kept pushing through. That's all. If you keep pushing, you could get back to 100.
Well, Savant, he can do a little bit of everything. And he even said to me at one point last year, Coach, I'm a playmaker too. I said, okay, well, let me see. And I made a couple really nice passes. And I said to him, I said, Savant, you're right. You are a playmaker too. So we can play him at the 2, 3, 4, 5, wherever we want him, he'll go in and play that position.
I feel great now, honestly. I just got needed in the opposite knee, but I feel good now. It's a new era. It's about to be a new era in the ECC. I'm just trying to get my last season and help my team get this state championship.
Well, Savant pretty much was our heart and soul of that team last year. He was that guy that like I said, he did everything, and he played hard every single night. You didn't have to ask him, Savon, now you got to play hard. That was him. So when we lost him, that was kind of like our heart and soul. Now that he's back, he's still that guy.
So I think a lot of people know that last year you stepped away from basketball for a little while, but I think a lot of people also aren't entirely sure of why.
Yeah, so it was really just a mental thing. I lost a family member very close with him, and after I lost him, I wasn't loving myself the same way. And not only I wasn't loving myself, I fell out of love with basketball as well. So when I was playing, I didn't really feel enthusiastic about the game. You know, I was kind of just going through the motions. So I talked to my parents a little bit. I think I need to focus on myself before my team. And after I told the team about it, I had nothing but support from them.
Once he told me, you know, what he was going through, I was like, hey, listen, we got your back. Don't worry about that. Go do what you need to do, and your spot will be here when you're ready. It's hard to see one of your kids going through that. It wasn't about basketball. It wasn't about any of that stuff. Like, I could care less about that. I was just happy that he took it upon himself to say, hey, coach, I need time. A lot of kids don't do that.
This is the first time, you know, something like this ever happened to me. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if people would judge my decision in a bad way, if I wasn't getting any support, people would call me soft. But all I got was love, only love.
He used the word soft. He was afraid that he was going to be viewed as soft. What do you say to that?
I say that's ridiculous. I think he showed tremendous strength. I mean, to be as good as he is and to say I need to step away shows strength. You know, like, not many people can do that. A lot of people just suffer in silence. I mean, there's grown-ups that do that. And for him to be a high school player, be one of the star players in this league, and to speak up for himself, that's tremendous strength, man. I can't be more proud of him than if he scored 35 points.
What would you say to a young person who's struggling with how they feel, you know, with their emotions, with their self-worth, with, you know, with their place in the world, with their place on the basketball team?
I would tell them it's okay to speak up. You know, a lot of people, they think that if you speak up, you're gonna be weak. You know, people aren't gonna like you. People are gonna look at you differently. No one's gonna think that.
Have you found a passion for basketball that wasn't there before you stepped away?
Yeah, I feel like this year I'm even more hungry than when I came in last year. You know, more passionate. You know, I'm smiling a lot more. You know, I love my teammates.
That's the great thing about our team, is that we don't put basketball first. It's the other stuff. Like, we care about our kids. We care about their well-being, their health, all that stuff. And our kids did an unbelievable job. And we made sure that they kept checking on him and everything. And whenever he was ready, he was ready. There's a definitely different joy to him, and you could see it. He's smiling more, he's more talkative, he's more, you know, playful with the kids, and that's what makes you happy as a coach. It's a brotherhood. You kind of grow a bond together that, you know, will last a lifetime for them.
Troy McKelvin, he's like a Swiss Army. He can do just about everything. He may not be able to do everything great yet. He's only a sophomore, though. But he's getting better and better. If you've seen him when he first started playing, he's 100 times better now, and he just keeps getting better every year. You just see the progression.
My dad and his friends and pretty much all my cousins, like older cousins that are around my dad's age, they've all played here and won state championships. So I'm trying to just be here and continue the legacy.
Being home is a dream come true. I've always wanted to coach here. I always wanted to work here. So now I'm retired from the state, and a substitute in the building, and working with the kids who grew up on the same streets that I grew up on. I love this place.
I am so glad that he's back here now because he has so much to give to these kids, and the kids respect him so much because of who he is and his relationships he has with them.
Being back on the coaching staff with him, and it's not just him. Like, I have a personal relationship with every kid on this team.
The fact that this team, I've already been playing with pretty much all of them since I was around 10 years old.
You prefer him on the bench, or do you prefer him when he's back up in the corner of the gym?
Personally, it doesn't really matter to me. He's still going to support me and tell me the same things. So,
It means the world. Being able to come back and help Coach Dave get the program back to where we should be when we should be winning state championships and competing for state championships every single year. I take pride in that. I try to exemplify that every day in practice, like what it means to wear those colors and what we're trying to do here. And it's been a while since we put a banner up, so it's time. And we have a lot of talent, but we got a lot of work to do.
I'm trying to also replicate what my dad did here, but also be my own person.
That's a pro move from Troy McKelvin Jr. Take a quick look spell at how the Whalers got off to that big lead in the early going, and starts there on the offensive glass.
And it started there, and it really continued there for much of the first half. Just getting to the basket, and then even when they missed, able to get second chance opportunities, crafty, nifty footwork, taking contacts, finding players. 6 guys scored the first 12 points. Timely three-pointer, running the floor. It was all New London there for a while. They had a double-digit lead, and then a couple bounces go the Saints' way, and they finally start to make some baskets inside. Drew a foul here. Curtis going strong to the basket. And as these highlights wind down, you see a great decision by Tyler Manguel to get it to the Player of the Year. And all of a sudden, it's down to 4.
The second half possession is brought to you by Kuchar Financial. Located in New London, Kuchar Financial will help you keep possession of your money through sound financial and investments. So go see Lee Kuchar at Kuchar Financial and let him make you feel more confident. Possession belongs to St. Bernard's to start the second half. Let's see the adjustments that they made, because you know they are all about those adjustments. The first one is let's crash the glass ourselves, as Darren Robinson puts back a left-hander and lead is 2.
They haven't had many offensive rebounds. That was a clean one. They actually had 2 guys inside that could have had that offensive rebound.
Down on the block, Phillips spins, pump fake, blocked from behind by Mangual. The message is already clear. Turn it up. Mangual has it taken away. Warren finds McKelvin. McKelvin blocked, and Gray rips it down. He loses it to McKelvin. Warren spins, hangs, no. Amir Gray with Deshaun Phillips on him, gets a high screen from Marshall, finds his spot, an open Mangual for 3, no good. Badette with a rebound. Outlets, 2-on-1. Warren has his pocket picked by Gray. Now he's off to the races. Gray, floater, and we're tied at 25.
And New London did a good job getting back after that steal. But Gray made the great decision and hit the little floater. Locked up at 25.
Savon Warren. Now J.J. Robinson goes baseline on Amir Gray, blocked by Marshall. Phillips, he drives, hangs. We'll see if that foul's in the act of shooting or if it's on the floor.
The roles have reversed so far.
2 shots.
In this half, as you see, Boo Boo draw the contact, but it's St. Bernard challenging every shot. St. Bernard blocking shots. St. Bernard's crashing the glass. Still, the shots from the outside don't look like they're as good as they had been in earlier games this season, so it's going to be a grind offensively still for the Saints, but defensively, they look a lot better to start this half.
Another one for Phillips, no good, but Warren gets the offensive rebound, blocked by Amari Marshall. And Robinson tries to save it, but couldn't get there in time, so the Saints will have it. What a block by Amari Marshall after a great offensive rebound by Savon Warren.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of blocks so far this half. Much more active defensively.
Marshall loses it. Robinson. Gray sprinting back. Robinson finishes at the basket.
Fortunate that Amari couldn't handle that pass. Leads to an easy bucket.
Gray finds Kurt Marshall. He bumps into Badette. No foul. Puts it on the floor. It gets tied up. And Robinson gets smack in the eye. Whether they're going to give a foul call or a jump ball is what remains to be seen. And they're going to call Kurt Marshall with the foul.
Good job by the officials to not over-analyze that foul. Just like, let's keep it moving. There's been a lot of contacts. We don't want anything drastic being called that would affect the balance of the game. JJ's fine.
JJ's mastered the head whip as it is. Phillips short on the 2, so, you know, when his head snapped back, he was fine. Gray finds a cutting Marshall, and he can't get it to go down. Amari Marshall gets the rebound, so the Saints starting to crash the offensive glass.
And then that's what they've been good at for so many games over these past 3 years. Just Amari just working, a little bump to Badette. Got him up the lane just enough where he can slip past and get that offensive rebound.
I was asked today, you know, who needs this win more? And my first one was they're both playing for state championships next week. You know, I mean, that's their ultimate goal. So this one's important to both of them. But, you know, I guess it's whether you're a legacy person or whether you're a, you know, new blood person.
That's an easy answer for me.
And New London needs it.
Yeah.
Marshall blocked from behind by Warren. It goes out of bounds.
The school, the town doesn't need it. These kids need it. And that's just, they haven't experienced it.
That's
you know?
well said. That's right. This group is not one. The great careers of Savon Warren and Boo Boo Phillips has not had a championship in it yet. Mangual short. And Phillips stripped by Marshall out with, again, a lot of contact. Marshall's going to shoot the 3. Amari Marshall adds the 3 points to his game, and the Saints have a lead. Hard to believe, but a 1-point Saints lead.
Very hard to believe. A scrappy, grinded out type of game and a timely 3.
Oh, Robinson splits the defense, hangs, can't get it to go. Amir Gray comes the other direction up to Kurt Marshall. Badette got a piece of it first, and it'll stay with the Saints, but Kurt got smacked. He's gonna.
And on the other end, Amari got hit in the nose and couldn't see, so he wasn't even down on the floor on offense. So yeah, he got hit in the head.
You could argue that he initiated the contact by jumping into him, but a lot of contact.
That just stings to get hit on the earlobe like that. Bony elbow.
Mangua will shoot the three. Good! Saints with back-to-back threes have a 4-point lead. So the Whalers have been daring them to shoot those threes. The Saints make back-to-back.
That changes the complexion of your defense when you can't sag off 3 feet.
Phillips finds Badette. He loses it on the floor. Kurt Marshall. 1-on-3. No contact. And a foul on Mangua.
This has all the makings of a controversial call to decide the game. I mean, we are seeing a lot of contact and a lot of arbitrary whistles right now. Not a lot, a few arbitrary whistles, a lot of no whistles.
It's definitely, they're letting them play, and Gaskin back into the game. Give Phillips a break.
Which I appreciate, and it's hard now because like you let them play, but now the teams they're playing even rougher than they were in the first quarter because it's getting down to crunch time.
McKelvin spots up short on the 12-footer, but Badette's there to clean it up. That's a big hoop for the Whalers as it breaks a little Saint run.
Once again, Badette has been so timely with his rebounding over the 17-game winning streak. That's right, 17 straight from the Whalers.
Amir Gray short on a long three. Up ahead, Gaskin. And that was tipped by Gray, out of bounds.
It looked like it was off Gray. I don't know what Amir saw.
He said, Amir's saying he didn't touch it.
Oh.
That Kate, when Gaskin tried to save it, it just, threw it out of bounds.
Got it.
McKelvin, spot up 12-footer, knocks it down. We're tied at 32.
Nice, silky smooth, under control from Troy Jr.
Nice to see them get him involved in the offense like that, too. He's very, very good shooter, especially from mid-range.
Yeah, that's kind of been lost this season. He's been playing more inside, hasn't been able to show off his shooting touch as much.
Full.
St. Bernard's with a timeout. It's a full. We're tied at 32. 1:43 remaining in the third. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
Tied at 32. The Saints are talking it over after timeout. Sports Doctor was in on the huddle. What'd you hear?
All defense over there. He told his guys, London's doing nothing in the half court. Their last 2 buckets came off a transition. Let's keep them locked down in the half court set. Hit the boards, no second chance scoring opportunities. Don't let them get out on breaks. I think this St. Bernard's crew right now is extremely confident, guys, that this game is tied up. They keep talking about new game, and they worked hard and they're right back in it.
They're looking, this Saints group, Amir Gray and Amari Marshall have won every year they've been here. They've won something. So they believe this is theirs to win. This New London group took a big step knocking them off the last time, but like I said in the open, they're going to try to do something. When's the last time someone beat St. Bernard's twice? There's a question for my basketball historians. How many years has it been? When's the last time a team beat St. Bernard's twice in the same season? Has a team beaten the St. Bernard Saints twice in the same season since Amir Gray and Amari Marshall have been here? Badette, wide open 3, in and out. Robinson goes up high for the rebound. Gray in the other direction. Pulls up on Badette, and that's going to be the third foul on Jackson Badette.
And Badette has shown that he can hit those threes. In the win at Conway in early February, Badette hit a big three in the first quarter to get New London off to a big lead. So he is capable of hitting that shot.
Gray knocks down the first. Philistine will check in for Badette. They'll give him at least the rest of this quarter.
Yeah, I think that's good anyways, just for fatigue factor. You didn't necessarily have to take him out to protect him from getting his fourth, but he's played all the quarter, and it's physical out there.
Gray knocks them both down. Saints have a 2-point lead. Gaskin drives. Difficult angle, but the kid can find a way to score.
Yeah, this game is about mental toughness. You're going to get hit. You're not going to get the call that you've gotten in 95% of the basketball games you've played in your lifetime. And you got to continue to play through and find creative ways to score.
Marshall. Amari now drives, floater, no good. Hall with the rebound. Shot clock off. 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Amir Hall, floater, no good. Gaskin, though, with a hustle play. Gaskin drives, hangs, high off the glass, no. McKelvin with a rebound, tied up by Mangual. Possession arrow says New London, it stays here.
Well, 2 quick shots from the Whalers instead of holding for the last. I wonder if they will now at 16.9.
Timeout New London. It's a 30, so we'll keep it here.
30.
Brevin Gonzalez coming out to greet his St. Bernard teammates. Dave Cornish is going to talk it over in the huddle. So 34-34, 17 seconds left. New London with the basketball. Shot clock is off. 2 quick shots, I think Cornish says. We're going to take the last one. So whatever it's going to be, let's take the last one.
Yeah, I get it to JJ. No 5-second closely guarded when you're dribbling the ball anymore, so he's really good. Now, obviously, St. Bernard's might say we're going to trap JJ, get it out of his hands, but can also get it to Boo Boo. One of those 2 guys, just let him dribble it out and attack, drive and kick, drive and shoot a floater, but just get the last shot this quarter. Don't let the Saints have a chance to take the lead on you. I think you're good going into the fourth. 8 minutes to go, 0-0 for the championship.
"17 seconds remaining in the third. The Whalers will send out Phillips, Gaskin, McKelvin, Philistine, and Hall. The Saints will send out their starting 5, Robinson, Marshall, Mangual, and Gray. Phillips will inbound for New London. To Gaskin. Gaskin, Mangual got a piece of him.
Had a foul to give.
So that's their 4th. 3rd on Mangual, something to keep an eye on, because the Saints, again, not a lot behind it. So we've been waiting for an injury or for foul trouble for the Saints all year. They've been great about keeping themselves in good position. Gaskin picks up the dribble, now gives it to Phillips. We're under 10. Phillips drives with the left, floats with the left. Tipped, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Whalers, 4.2.
St. Bernard just could not secure a defensive rebound on this possession. 3 attempts at the rim from the Whalers.
Gaskin. Nice pass to me.
You were open, Casey.
I was open. He almost hit me with a bounce pass.
Now this has to, because it didn't touch anybody, it has to go back to the point in which the ball was inbounded. So that's a break for New London. They can set up a little token full court instead of it being at half court here.
They give it to Gray, and he goes right into Gaskin. Fouls on KK, who's checking his teeth, and Gray is down as well after a hard collision with 1.5.
Yeah, if KK's checking his teeth, very good possibility the teeth went into Amir's head.
Yeah, he's hurting right now. While they attend to Amir Gray and we're on have a little break, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pressure is on. Your financial future awaits. At Kuchar Financial in New London, Connecticut, financial advisor Lee Kuchar offers a path forward. For individuals and businesses, Lee provides steady guidance, aligning your financial goals and investment strategies with your needs. Lee also offers bookkeeping and payroll services for your business. When you're looking to help secure your future, see Lee Kuchar. So after the collision, both Gaskin and Gray being attended to. Gray was bleeding on the forehead. Gaskin checking his teeth. They are still checking his teeth, and they're checking Gray's head. So both guys clearly made that contact, and we'll have to keep an eye on both of them in the fourth quarter. Their availability will be, I think, in part depending on, how the bleeding goes and what kind of tests they have to pass.
The tooth issue is less concerning, I guess, unless they have to extract the tooth. And that's what he's holding his mouth. I wonder. The delay right now is they're waiting for the chemicals. You need special chemicals for the floor. You can't just wipe it with a paper towel. So that chemical had to be located in a secret compartment somewhere, and that's why we have a little delay.
Well, they have to there's 3 keys that have to be turned at the same time in order for them to have access to the chemicals. This is what I love, by the way. I've said this all along. I said in wrestling, the entire left side of the kid's face is off. They wrap his head like a mummy, and they send him back out there to finish. In basketball, a drop of blood hits the floor, and hazmat suits are coming out.
Yeah, but it is very fortunate for both teams because both players are still being heavily attended to by multiple personnel. So this gives them time, and maybe, who knows, maybe the call came in from that powers that be. Let's take our time cleaning the floor, and let's see if the medical staffs can get these players ready for the fourth, because that would be a shame if this game was decided with either of those guys having to sit significant time, even a minute. You lose Amir Gray for a minute of the fourth quarter, that's a big advantage for the Whalers.
Well, when the St. Bernards were in this Big Four group way back before the season started, what did everyone say? Well, what happens if Amari Marshall gets into foul trouble? What happens if Amir Gray rolls an ankle? Like, it was part of the how can you win with 4? How can you win with 5 or 6? And to their credit, they've kept themselves out of foul trouble and managed foul trouble when they've had it. And knock on wood, because I don't want any of these kids to ever suffer an injury. They've been fortunate to not have something like a rolled ankle or a hard fall. This is the first time. I don't know that the St. Bernards have ever been in a tie game in the fourth quarter and not had Amir Gray on the floor.
Yeah, not that I can remember.
Maybe when he was in middle school.
Yeah.
So Gaskin still being attended to at the far end of the New London bench. Gray being attended to at the far end of the St. Bernards bench.
Gaskin looks like he's making a little bit more progress. There's less people around him.
Yeah, Gray's
still,
up.
You can't even see Gray.
In the blue tent.
You can't even see Gray. He's obscured by
one of the 7 Saints coaches
bodies
that are over in that corner.
You need the Clorox wipes.
So let's use this opportunity to talk about the first 2 games of the day. So, Juice, because you're a fine educator, you were not able to extract yourself early enough to see the 2 o'clock game. 2 o'clock, the Wyndham Whippets jumped out in the 2 o'clock game as if they were going to run away with it. Stonington did a brilliant job in game 1, chipping it all the way back. And got to a lead with the basketball before Wyndham, the most experienced, that's why they're the number 1 seed, only 1 loss on the year, before Wyndham went on a 10-0, 11-2 run to finish the game and win the D2 girls crown. The game 2, Montville needed to play perfect to beat Griswold, and instead Griswold shot the absolute lights out. I had a guy who didn't see Griswold regularly turn to me and goes, "Do they always shoot like this?" And I'm like, "No, this is good for even them." But boy, did they start lighting it up there in that game.
Yeah, and you combine the semifinals, 13 threes in the semis, 15. You know, how is Coach Molesky going to top that in the state tournament? Whew.
In the first half, it was a comeback by the Saints. They've inched closer here after 3. We're tied. Fourth quarter action coming up on the other side. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
It's time for the 2025 Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards contest, brought to you by The Day. This is your chance to let us know who your favorite people, places, and businesses are throughout southeastern Connecticut. And now, we're including a game day category, where you can nominate high school athletes, coaches, and plays of the season. Submit your nominations daily in each category, now through February 23rd. The more you nominate, the greater the chance your favorites have to make it to the voting round. View full contest details and nominate now at theday.com/bestof. Remember, nominations close February 23rd, so don't wait. It's the day's best of the best.
I don't know if that's an advertisement for a new Gillette razor, or, and I'm not gonna make fun, because he took a bite out of his head. But Amir Gray checked back in the game with the bandage. Give him credit for both toughness. Gaskin still on the bench with ice on his mouth. So to start the fourth quarter, it'll be Badette, McKelvin, Hall, Phillips, and Warren. The starting 5 for the Saints remains out there with Robinson, Mangual, Marshall, and Gray.
All tied, Casey. This is great.
And you know Gray wants to assert himself right off of that. Instead, Badette finally corrals the rebound. Open look, McKelvin for 3, short. Now you know Amir Gray, off of that, being down in front of all this crowd, he's gonna want to show everyone he's healthy right now. That's just the kind of player he is. Wild to the basket, no. Badette with another rebound. Warren has numbers. Hall, spot up 3, good! Amir Hall puts the Whalers back on top, 3.
It's a big shot.
It's been those timely threes that have swayed momentum back and forth. We saw Mangual hit one. First it was Gray at the end of the half, then Mangual hit one last quarter, and now it's Amir Hall with a timely 3 for the Whalers to give them the lead.
Marshall, no, look at Mangual go up high for the rebound and draw the foul on Hall.
St. Bernard continuing to attack the offensive glass.
Big rebound there.
Important free throws here.
I think New London got a break too with that foul call not going against Badette, because that would have been 4. Mangual misses the first. One of 2 for Mangual, and the lead is 2. Phillips. Hall, quick trigger 3 is short. McKelvin saves it to Warren. He hangs, he scores, he's fouled. Flex, Yvonne, flex.
Casey, when you see this replay, it's Badette. Watch. You're not going to see the offensive rebound. It's just Warren's highlight finish. It's Badette that tipped the offensive rebound toward the baseline, and then McKelvin saves it.
Lead back up to 5. Gray hangs, no. Tip, Badette, no. Hall. He's fouled by Amir Gray.
Plenty of time, but St. Bernard once again has to be concerned with the offensive rebounding. At the end of the third quarter, New London had 3 different chances to inbound the ball.
Little pressure here by the Saints. Whalers break it. McKelvin gets to the basket, and he's fouled.
That was the easiest foul call of the night. Swiped right across the arms.
Third foul on Robinson. McKelvin will shoot 2, where he has struggled the last few times we've seen the Whalers. For such a good shooter. No problem with that one. Gonzalez checks back in for Robinson. Whalers 7 points here in quarter 4 to take a 7-point lead. Mangua blocked by Badette. Badette saves it to Hall. Hall up ahead to Warren, to Phillips. And the Whalers are up 9. Warren with the foul. Jackson Badette has done a little bit of everything in this game. Another brilliant play. And then look at 4 Whalers touch the basketball en route to the basket. 10-1 run for the Whalers to go up 9. Marshall jumper no good. Mangua with the offensive rebound and off the Whalers. Saints ball.
Saints have to find a way to hit some jump shots. A lot of trees in there, a lot of traffic in the paint. Gotta hit this one.
Gonzalez with the open look 3. Brev, big shot, kid. Lead is 6.
How about that? Off the bench. He's barely played. They needed it in the most.
10-second violation. The Saints' little token pressure turned into real pressure that time and forces the turnover. And J.J. Robinson going to get back on the floor here for New London.
I haven't seen a 10-second violation in quite some time. Good coaching there by Coach Jones immediately after the 3. Had that press ready.
Gray, huge bomb 3, good! Amir Gray knocks it down, cuts the lead to 3.
So a little 1-3-1 here. Gotta recover, gotta scramble.
They find Badette, and he scores on the pump fake as Marshall almost had a piece. Not pretty, but effective for the Whalers.
Yeah, that was the danger. If New London breaks it, they're gonna have an advantage at the basket.
Beautiful look. Gray finds Mangua underneath.
Stay in this 1-3-1.
Marshall with the steal. Gonzalez for the tie. In and out, but Kurt Marshall, offensive rebound. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
This kid, Brevin Gonzalez, no fear, man, right off the bench.
Listen, he had a neck injury. He was wondering if he was even going to be playing basketball again. The kid loves to hoop. Given this opportunity, I don't think there is any fear.
Free throws gonna be important down the stretch. Saints 1 of 3 this quarter from the charity stripe. Gonna have to cash these in. I think you'll get a kinder whistle down the stretch. Gonna have to make your free throws.
Gaskin back in the game for the Whalers, which is a good sign because his teeth were up in his gums, from what I understand from the medical personnel. And a timeout because Dave Cornish does not like how they're trying to break this pressure. Full timeout, so we'll take one. Whalers up 2, 3:55 remaining. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It's time for the 2025 Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards contest, brought to you by The Day. This is your chance to let us know who your favorite people, places, and businesses are throughout southeastern Connecticut. And now, we're including a Game Day category, where you can nominate high school athletes, coaches, and plays of the season. Submit your nominations daily in each category, now through February 23rd. The more you nominate, the greater the chance your favorites have to make it to the voting round. View full contest details and nominate now at theday.com/bestof. Remember, nominations close February 23rd, so don't wait. It's the day's best of the best.
46-44. New London on top. Saints pressure has bothered New London here. The Sports Doctor, you were listening in. What'd you hear?
Got to make plays. They're not going to lose this game. We're going to have to go out there and win it, was the message from Dave Cornish. And he's right. Last 4 minutes ago is winning time, guys.
McKelvin, baseline, finds Badette. Little turnaround jumper, no good. Gaskin had the rebound, and it goes off. Marshall stays here with the Whalers.
So many times the ball has been slippery underneath the basket, and it's gone to the Whalers. The Saints are going to have to secure that if they want to complete this comeback.
McKelvin to Robinson, back to Phillips. Where's the offense going to come from in this set? Phillips drives, hangs, finds Gaskin. No, tipped out. Marshall gets there first. And after all that, it's going to stay with the Saints as bodies hit the floor.
Tremendous hustle from the Whalers to get back. Usually when Kurt gets it with a 5-foot lead like that, it's a dunk.
They dare Marshall for the three. He's not going to take that one. He's going to drive. Instead, he'll kick to Mangual. He'll take the three. That's short. Badette with the rebound.
Whalers went zone there.
Robinson, floater in the lane off the glass. No, Badette with the putback. The kid just makes plays. Jackson Badette.
He's been incredible.
Gonzalez, NBA three, no good. Mangual, weak side rebound. Gray pulls up from his spot, drains it, and the foul.
He's inside the three-point arc, but he'll have a chance to make the old-fashioned three-pointer here. The high elevation. Almost freezes in midair during his jump shot.
A rare miss, but it goes off McKelvin out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints.
A lot of banging on the rebound action. It's like bumper cars.
Timeout, St. Bernard's. So they'll talk it over. Both of these teams have interesting roads in the postseason. New London will host at least 3 if they win. They'll host up to 3 games if they win, but they've got an interesting draw because they've got city schools. Crosby, and then so Wilby, Crosby, and then possibly Glastonbury, but they could also get West Haven, and Coach Cornish said don't sleep on West Haven. He said that West Haven team is good. The Saints are going to be almost on the road. They could have 1 home game, and then they could be on the road exclusively, and they could see teams like Staples on the road or Northwest Catholic, but they could also be home for a team like Colby. So both schools poised to make deep runs in Division I and Division II. And matchups, matter so much. The Saints are looking at the possibility of traveling all the way to Staples, which is Westport, or being home for Colby. I mean, what a difference that would make, For New London, Coach Cornish says, yes, they should beat Wilby, but getting that Waterbury City School right off the rip, he's like, they're going to come in and they're going to play hard, they're going to run, they're going to push. So he's hoping that they're able to, stay the course. But while this is a great test for both teams, because these teams are as good as you're going to see. You wonder how much it takes out of a team like St. Bernard without the depth. How much does a game like this take out right before the state tournament run?
Well, St. Bernard's in Division I, so they have 1 less rounds. So they don't start until later. New London's got to start next Monday.
And I know you, Wilby grad, looking for the upset.
I don't think the Wilby Wildcats stand a chance.
Gray fouled, he'll shoot 2. Well, one of the New London coaches, who I won't name, said if we can't beat Wilby, we don't deserve to be in the tournament. Because this isn't classic, this is a down. There's a reason they're that low seed coming in. So Amir Gray will shoot 2, chance to tie the game, 2:31 remaining.
Now this has state championship feel though, Casey. We've had a chance to do big games, and we've had a chance to sit in the stands and watch courtside the big games. This feels like the St. Bernard Notre Dame West Haven game last year.
All tied at 48. Got ourselves a brand new ball game. The Saints, as expected, will not go away, have clawed their way back.
Saints staying in man-to-man. Got Gonzalez out there. You wonder about his foot speed.
Gaskin had it stolen. It was Marshall that knocked it away.
Marshall left his man and gambled. KK attacking the weaker matchup in Gonzalez, but Marshall leaves his man and gets the steal.
Under 2 minutes. This is Amir Gray time. Swing kick. Long 3, Mangua. Got it! Tyler Mangua with the big 3. And a steal by Mangua.
London already has 5 team fouls, so they don't have to worry about fouling to get into the bonus. They can play straight up here. They need a stop. Got to dig in, get a missed shot, get a defensive rebound. Don't foul.
Gray, beautiful look to Kurt Marshall. The Whalers barking amongst themselves. The lead is 5 because the Saints know it's winning time. 1:14 remaining. Amir Gray is ruthless.
Just drew every defender because, like the Whalers were thinking, just like we're thinking over here, it's Amir Gray time. He's going to rise up and hit that patented high elevation hanging jump shot that he just did a couple possessions ago, but no, eyes all over his head, not just in the back of his head. Sees the cutting Marshall, easy layup, far from over. 1:14, 5-point possession. New London has the firepower to hit shots and create steals, especially the way the game has been officiated. It's going to be interesting here, first, if New London decides to shoot a 3 or just attack the rim, and then next, who takes that shot?
18-4 run. The Saints are on.
obviously don't have to panic. Take the best shot available, but you need it to be either a high percentage shot or one of your top guys taking the shot.
Well, with this group on the floor, I got to think Amir Hall is the guy. If we're going to shoot a three, it's going to be him. If it's not going to be Hall, then I think you got to get to the basket.
Saints still playing man-to-man here. They're going to look to pick on that Gonzalez matchup here with Hall. Missed a switch, late on the switch.
Robinson gets to the basket and scores, and a quick timeout by New London. The lead's 3, and like you said, 1:01 is an eternity, especially in the shot with the shot clock as well.
Well, they picked on Gonzalez, and he missed the switch on the handoff. A handoff's an automatic switch. It's like a screen, and he missed it. He followed his man a little too deep, and you let JJ get going downhill like that. He's one of the best around. He's 2-time All-State. Great finisher around the rim. So now, strategy for New London with 1:01. Do you try to put a little pressure and risk getting called for a foul, which automatically puts St. Bernard on the line? Or do you trust in how the game has been officiated and try to be aggressive and not worry about that foul? The other option, Casey, is you just play straight up and try to get a stop.
Well, I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking 35 seconds leaves 25 seconds on the clock. So if you play it straight and the Saints work the clock down, even if you get a stop, you're down 3 with 25 seconds left. I don't feel super comfortable. I think you got to put some pressure on and at least try to get a turnover before. And that's what looks like the Whalers are going to do, because if you don't, you're going to get, even if you get it back 25 seconds and you're down 3, meaning the best you're going to do is tie. That feels like a little bit much. I'd rather see if I can do something here. But the Saints are so tough to press.
Good decision by Curtis. Had Brevin cutting wide open, but I think it was a good decision to pull it out.
Now you got to just go into straight D. Don't foul. Can't send them to the line. You got to get the rebound. Gray, floater. No. Badette, big rebound. New London down 3, 30 seconds remaining. Robinson, down 1. But they got to find a way to get the ball back, so they're going to have to foul. And Marshall, no. Rebound, Kurt Marshall. Basket's good, and the foul. Back to 3 with a chance to maybe ice it.
Unbelievable. It's like he threw it off the backboard to himself. You know, in these types of games, you can't be afraid to lose. The Saints played that possession to win it. Some may question it. Their shot clock was off, but they played the possession to win the game. And now if you make this free throw, you pretty much win the game. The question is, if he misses, do you foul New London?
Yes, and he did. Warren gets the rebound. Up ahead to Hall. They call the foul before.
They call a timeout or a foul?
One more to give.
Call
3.5 seconds remaining. Whalers need a 3.
I think that actually helped New London. I know the New London coaches are not happy, but he missed the shot, and he took a running 40-footer. Now at least you have a chance. New London doesn't have any timeouts.
Hall, no good. 0.6 seconds remaining is gonna be all she wrote. And the Saints are about to win another Division I ECC championship.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it started with the young sophomore making the tough three.
Saints win. A classic here at Mohegan Sun. It was physical, oftentimes ugly, a couple of times bloody. But in the end, the team that knows how to win finds a way to win. The Whalers' long winning streak is broken. And when the two teams start playing for a state championship next week, the Saints will do so as ECC champions.
Unbelievable, Casey. No words. An instant classic. Right down to the last possession. The Saints could have held and tried to force New London to foul them. Instead, Curtis takes it to the bucket, throws up a wild shot, and does what St. Bernard has done so well over the last 3 years. Got an offensive rebound. Put it back in, made the shot, missed the free throw. New London had a chance, but contested three, and the Saints march to the three-peat.
We'll stick around as PA announcer Bill Glennie will give you your all-tournament team and the player of the tournament. And then after a short break, we'll have the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day and interview with head coach Mark Jones. We still got one more to do, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still got the Bobcats and the Wildcats. We got our cat fight still to go.
Yeah, and I think we'll have the two biggest student sections of the night for this girls' game as the students start to file in to their respective
Ladies and gentlemen, if I
seats
could direct
behind
your attention to
the
center
baskets.
court, where ECC
The Wildcat
basketball chair
Nation
Jim Bunicor
starting to
will
fill in the
present all-tournament
Bobcat.
team, most outstanding player and championship
Nation, world,
plaque.
country.
Your all-tournament team.
What do we call them over
From
there
New
in
London,
Colchester?
Deshaun Phillips.
That's a good question.
All-tournament team, New London, Boo Boo Phillips.
Jackson Bodette.
And Jackson Bodette. Both played
From
outstanding.
St. Bernard's, Amir Gray. Amari Marshall. In your 2025 Division I Most Outstanding Player, Curtis Marshall.
Big Kurt, he won the game, man. You could have said Amir. Amir made some big plays, but that decision at the end of the game won the game and the championship.
There is your all-tournament team. Marshall Gray, Marshall, Badette, and Phillips.
And presenting the championship plaque to St. Bernard's head coach, Mark Jones, your St. Bernard Saints.
Another plaque for Coach Jones. Wonder what he does with all of them. Won a bunch of them when he was building this program from the bottom of the ECC. They played in the Division II tournament for many years. And now 3 in a row here in Division I. Great game, Casey.
It was a great game. It was everything we expected it to be, and the Whalers got to just keep. The best thing about the postseason now for them is this is not a team they have to see again.
Exactly, they're in Division II.
The ECC Division I boys crown belongs again to the St. Bernard Saints. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day, as well as St. Bernard Saints head coach Mark Jones. The Saints are champs, live on Game Day on theday.com.
Mark, let's go. Hey.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Roberto's Log Cabin Restaurant. Nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy rustic home of comfort food. Family owned and operated, The Cabin, as it's fondly known, offers a diverse menu of hearty fare from burgers to the best ribs in the state. So come check out the Hallway of History in the newly renovated tavern, sample the diverse menu, get your craft beers and cocktails, all while watching your favorite sports on one of their 10 TVs. Stop in, see Rob and the crew, and tell them Game Day sent you. Player of the game by Roberto's Log Cabin Restaurant.
Our Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game, Amir Gray. Take the sign of Roberto's in Lebanon. You know the drill, son. Free plate of wings for you and your family and your friends. First of all, it'll hurt a little bit later, but I'm bumping the head. Feels pretty good right now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I got adrenaline going, so I can't really feel it right now. I'm good.
Talk about the mettle of this team. Down 9 late in the game. Guys hitting in big shots. You hit a big 3. You know, just talk about this team and the body work down the stretch.
I mean, I know we've been coming out flat early for the last couple of games. We've been winning off talent. And we knew we had to dig deep this game. You know, Brev hit a big 3. He doesn't really hit shots, so for him to hit that, it's big for us. And then we had to get rebounds. And we started scrapping and getting rebounds, and that's what brought us back.
Amir, you're a senior, and winning on this court has become accustomed to you, but it's not easy, is it? And it's a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is fun. I mean, we lost to East Catholic and we lost to Notre Dame West Haven. And that doesn't feel good losing on this court because you get all the way here and it's like you want to win. But, I mean, I've been here so many times, so it just feels good to win every single time.
Yeah, it does. ECC champions again. Mark, your team got off to a really slow start tonight, and it took them basically 3.5 quarters, down 9 late in this game. Talk about the composure of this team in big games.
Yeah, I mean, they're resilient. They have a not die attitude. And, you know, until it's done, they're going to keep playing. And our seniors and our leaders are unbelievable. And what people don't understand, too, though, is the guys on the bench. They're into it, too. They're not deflated or doing any of those things. They're into the game, too. So it's a team effort.
I saw you by the water cooler. I said, it's not easy, but I'm sure it's fun. And you said me, that's a good team over there, Keith.
No, they're really good, man. You got to give them credit. I mean, they come in waves, and all those guys can play. So, I mean, I wish them the best, too, in their states. And, like, let's make the ECC proud. You know what I mean? With both of us.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of other teams in the ECC that have a chance to win it. So let's do that.
It was a great game tonight, and you guys have a chance now to do something that no team from the ECC has done, to win a double L or Division I state tournament. And a game like this certainly has got to help you come state tournament play.
Yeah, I mean, our whole season has helped us, you know, to come up to this point for the state tournament. So, you know, we're prepared. We're not going to face anything that we haven't faced before, you know, so we just got to go out and execute and play our game.
Congratulations, Mark. Enjoy this one. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Guys, the Saints, ECC Division I champions.
Well, it lived up to everything we expected it to. We are 3/4 of the way through Championship Wednesday. Amir Gray said it. He's been here an awful lot. He knows how to win on this floor. He's won here an awful lot. He and Amari Marshall, and that 3 right there from Mangual was such a dagger for the Saints. But the Whalers, they kept scrapping. They didn't give it in. And at the end of it all, it was just about one play. Just who can make one play. And it was Kurt Marshall who made one play, the timeliest play of them all.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great game. And you can't say enough about the effort that New London put in. It's a deflating feeling because you really wanted to cut down the net, so to speak. But they played so well, and St. Bernard just made one more play. So you just got to try to get to the next place, which is get ready for this state tournament. And like Mark Jones said, I love that he said that, make the ECC proud. We could get 2, 3, possibly 4 state championships.
Well, we're going to find out when we come back. The 8 o'clock tip, the #1 Bacon Academy girls and the #2 NFA Wildcats in the Division I girls final, live here from Mohegan Sun. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.